Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain, back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. So for these quests here, it brings us back into the harbor. Now the quest giver for this one here is Dektarn, and it does also, I've kind of exited out at this point, but it will also mention on your quest log when you enter in the harbor around this area to go and talk to him. You'll also notice this little arrow. And this is the way in order to get to Evening Stars, this chain here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to hop in and start the quest and get to it. Now these quests, they are fairly easy at level. And if you want to get the full optional, you do need somebody. Hireling will not work, but you do need somebody who can use divine lore. So somebody like a paladin, a cleric, favored soul, or actually even the bards. The bards actually get access to them all there. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is walk in and talk to Inquisitor Noman. And then we're going to head deeper in. So as soon as you get in, there is a fight. A bunch of cultists here. They're gonna just kind of get up and be like, hey, what's going on? Alright, so once you've defeated the initial fight, you can actually head up the stairs. Oh, seems we got pulled them down. So if you got that first fight, there's usually one right up top here as well, but it seems we pulled them down. Once you've defeated both groups, we do just need to wait a moment for Inquisitor Noman to run down the southern path, after which he will unlock the door and we will be able to take the northern path. And we are missing a breakable. So at this point here, if we do have all the breakables, you should actually be at 14. There we go. Alright, so heading through the door. Again, if you're looking at their hit points comparatively to what we've been up against, they are way, way lower. Alright, so the next little bit we can head right through this door here, and this will actually lead us to one of the optionals here. So this will actually be the optional that you do want some form of religious lore in order to be able to complete. And what you would want to do is you'd want to select the altar here, and you would want to select to purify. Because I myself do not have access to any type of divine lore, all I can do is shatter the altar, which will count for the optional. It will just eliminate any extra loot that we would get from this optional here. Heading in, we actually did luck out and we got one of the rares. Now this rare is actually fairly uncommon to come across in doing these quests, and he spawns in right here. Now just Bastion. Now if you are a ranged type character or getting into trouble, you can actually hop up top here onto this bookshelf, and it is a relative safe location, as they can't actually get to you up top here. Okay. And then we got some loot here, which everybody loves loot. Alright, once you grab your loot, we do want to head off to the west through our door right here. And again, this will be another section that has one of those altars that we can break or purify, again, if you do have Ninja Slower. Alright, so that will be right here through the door here. Then off to the right. Now we do have a couple of cultists that do spawn in here regardless. And then we can shatter. Now another thing I want to point out, if you do purify the altar, you don't actually get these Yarlists spawning in. So you'll have those, you'll be able to skip that fight there with them. Alright, at this point we want to head south up the stairs through the door, and we'll notice our novice here, and he actually mentions that Noman ambushed him. So through the door here, we're going to come across our first kind of mid-boss fight. So we have, first off, just this pile of enemies. And then through the door right here, just off to our right, we are going to have this person here. Now she can be difficult. She can hit fairly hard and even use necrotic type spells. So just watch out. Again, she can be a pain to deal with. Once she's done, grab the rest of breakables in the room. At this point, you should have a total of 45. Now, the reason I want to point that out is once you pass this point here, it can be fairly difficult to return. Now, another thing I want to point out, this chest here, you can actually loot, as Zebub had pointed out, the Golden Guile necklace there. So you can get that here. Now, this path here at the shrines, it's actually trapped heading down the stairs, as you'll see. The trap boxes for this one are actually located after each part of the trap. So after the first set of blades, there's one. After this flame jet. And then finally, again, after this second set of blades. So, again, the reason you wanted to grab all those bonuses before you head through this is it actually throws you through a loading screen. So it takes a little bit of time to adjust back to forth. So if you have to come back to try and get them, generally it's not worth it. Alright, so here we are on the other side. As soon as we go through, we have these Death Knights. Now they actually are classified as undead. Meaning if you happen to have turn undead, you can actually turn them as well as, you know, cast normal healing spells on them and the like. Moving north, again, a few more breakables. And then down here, we're going to get some information. There's Noman on the left, and an unnamed, thus far, caster there. Once our objective changes to uncover the plans, then our door unlocks, allowing us to actually head down and confront that unnamed person Noman was just talking to. Alright. So heading in a little bit further, here's the unnamed is. And after a small conversation, she reveals herself to be another Rakshasa. It seems all throughout these quests, not just this chain here in particular, but all within Stormreach, there are infested with these Rakshasas that seem to have their own little agendas. Now, once you complete this, at this part here, you do get a chest. Now, if you had been purifying all the altars up to this point, obviously we've been shattering them. But if you've been purifying them up to this point, we would actually get a secondary chest located right here, which can actually contain some named items. Alright, pushing forward, we have another set of shrines, and we're actually nearing the end. This would be the last set of shrines before the end fight. So first we have nasty little trap, nothing too spectacular, just a little spike trap. The trap boxes are located on the opposite side. So we'll grab those. Alright, then continuing down the path, I'm gonna go through our door here. We will actually come across these statues. Now, you'll notice here I did get a trap notice alert. That is actually going to be a trap coming out of this face here. However, it will not spawn until I kind of get closer between those two torches there. At which point the trap will turn on, and this statue and another statue similar to it, if I don't know if you can see it that well, directly in front of us, they'll actually convert into the Yarliths. So here we go. And then as you can see, we also got another Rakshasa there. Alright, and again, same thing on the other side. We got a trap. The box is on the other side here. Getting that will give you the Ingenious. At this point you should have about 72 breakables if you've been getting them all. And again, you can head back to grab the trap box on this one, if you so choose. And then you're going to want to head to the end. Now, the end here is just through these two sets of doors. And I do want to point out where Zebub is standing is actually going to be a safe spot when fighting our end fight with Karis. So this fight is going to be kind of 3 waves. The first wave, all these cultists around the edge, they're all going to die and be raised as skeletons. Once they die, then it's going to be a fight with Inquisitor Nomen, who is going to reveal himself as another Rakshasa. And then finally, once he dies, then it will be Karis who attacks us there. And when Karis is attacking, I will definitely show you the functionality of that quote-unquote safe spot. Honestly, what I should be using is I should be dragging that to my bar. But fight's over. So here we go. And he is a champion. Stone Guard, meaning all our lightning is going to do additional damage. So there he goes. And then here's Kara. So again, I'm going to show you that trick for the end fight here. So I'm just going to hit him a little bit and drag him over there. Of course, if you are able to, you know, by all means, just fight him right up in there. Oh. Here we go. So yeah, what you want to do is just hop up top. As you'll see, he is actually unable to hit Z-Bub. You'll notice his health is not going down at all in that spot. So it really makes a nice spot for range type characters, spellcasters, or anybody really. I have found that actually on the opposite side here on this torch, for whatever reason, it does not work the same, and he can hit you every now and then. Once you deal enough damage, he's going to kind of get wobbly, open up some conversation, and that's it there. At which point, when he dies, this wall here is going to just tear open, revealing our chest, which can drop some name loot. Honestly, not worthwhile re-rolling. It drops often, though surprisingly enough, we didn't actually loot it. But it is a short sword called the Envenom Blade. After which, we have a nice little exit right here, which will lead us right into the harbor and for our next quest. Now, because our quest, we don't actually turn it in at the same person we picked it up from. Rather, we head down here to this section, which at this point you will now notice we have a giant hole in the wall and a bunch of lag. So the hole in the wall there, that now opens up when you complete that quest. And this is actually where we're going to start heading in order to continue this. So our turn in here is actually the Lightbringer. And there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.